What's harder today, getting your foot in the door or sustaining a long-term creative career in your 24 years that you've been alive?
I think maybe foot in the door. It's so interesting. I feel like when I book a job, I'll book so many within that month or maybe get on Avail or get some callback. And I think it's that first one to get that momentum rolling that can be really tough, because if I don't book a job for 6 months, it ends up turning into 9 months. And it's always, I swear, it's when I'm about to travel or leave the country. Every single time in the past 3 years, every single flight. And it's got to be non-refundable, because I tried the refundable method, nothing.
You want to give a shout out to an airline right now? Southwest, represent.
Southwest, come back. Yeah, when I tried to go to Ireland last year, and then Australia, and then India, all three ended up getting the biggest jobs I had gotten in those 3 years. But I think that foot in the door is just for someone to take a chance on you for a project if you are not a name is definitely tough. But I think I now am realizing that the tapes are not a black hole, and that people are, even if a tape is good and I hear nothing, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, well, you've broken through. I mean, I think you're working. That's a big deal.
It's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I think the foot in the door, because once you kind of prove yourself a little bit, then you have more opportunities, and then you're just, you work hard, you do your thing. That's what I do. But I think it's like that first thing to like grab everyone's attention.
And you've had a long career, though, by the way. Not so you're
I've
not
been
like
here
60,
18
but
years.
And you've worked consistently.
But it's like to have that like big break. I've been on, shows that have like, had a lot of success. It's always like, you got to prove yourself. And I love a self-tape. I love not going in the room. If I'm called back, great, put me in the room. I love testing in person, but I love not running around town, and tapes,
Ambika, see what you're missing? Not being an actor. You're running around town doing self-tapes.
No, I'm not running around town. I'm staying home doing a self-tape.
That's right.
I love
like
it.
In person.
You do? Yeah.
Or on a Zoom. I'm cool with the Zoom.
What about you? Ambika, was it harder to break in, or do you think it's harder having a long-term career?
I think it's harder having a long-term career.
Oh, it is?
I mean, if you're good, people are going to pick you up. Like,
Really?
yeah. I think the industry is very smart to know who is good and not, and who's valuable and not. So I think foot in the door, if you're good enough to be on that level, you'll get in the door. I think staying is the harder part, because I think that our industry is so fleeting. I think there's so much competition. I think the trends change really fast. And I think in order for somebody to stay relevant for a really long time, you have to constantly reinvent yourself and stay ahead of what the industry is demanding at the time. And so I think it's much harder to stay relevant for a longer period of time than to get your foot in the door.
Wow.
Anyone can get your foot in the door, but then how do you last? So I think the lasting part, and not getting like washed out or like, played out, or like, oh, they've already seen their work, or like, oh, that's not cool anymore, it's not trending anymore. So I think that's the harder part, to constantly stay relevant.
Yeah, you have to be really
In my opinion.
self-assured and like know who you are. But the industry may be like, oh yeah, we know what they can do.
Or maybe they don't do that anymore, right? Like there's certain styles of music that have think of how many actors or how many musicians that were so trending back in the day, and like they were on everything, on every commercial, on every appearance, and now they're just nowhere because the trend is gone. Like we're not listening to that kind of music anymore. Daddy Yankee, Cardi B, there's so many people that were like super trending on everything, on every Super Bowl commercial, and now they're not.
I understand your viewpoint. I feel like it's harder to get foot in the door. I feel like sometimes I could have done some major damage in my late 20s when I had more energy and I was like really hungry. But it's so hard to break in, like get that first thing.
But then there wasn't so much opportunity. It's also the time, right? Everything's timing. Like there's so much more opportunity now. If you were in your 20s now, you would have a much higher chance.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Like I love seeing like the
So many
South
more roles.
Asians.
Yeah.
I'm seeing they're everywhere in young adult shows, and like that
No,
wasn't.
But her point was, if you're talented, you're talented, right? So you should be able to rise no matter what. So sometimes I'll think, this is my own voices in my head. I think, I'm not good enough. I'm not talented enough, even though I know I was, but I felt like, if I just, certain things happen. No, I'm okay with it. Everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. But sometimes I'm like, it's just so hard to get that first thing where you're like, hey, because once people buy into the first project, everyone else jumps in like, oh, Chandni's great. Yeah, we saw it all. We knew all along, but they really didn't know anything.
Yeah, I think a lot of times for that first one, you just won't be considered if you don't have the resume or the credits for a lot of casting directors. But once you do, it's just
Everybody wants
easy.
Ambika because you were so talented.